like slams you back to that day, like where I made that call and I got told that he was gone.
Sarah McFarland lost her husband, Robert McFarland. He was a correctional officer, father, and volunteer firefighter. After 2 inmates killed him and a nurse with a hammer at the Anamosa State Penitentiary, the state spent more than $20 million just trying to improve safety. But
our KCRG TV9 I-9 investigative reporter Ethan Stein joins us now live to show us evidence suggesting those extra dollars are making a difference.
We found documents showing an inmate trying to kill another correctional officer almost a year after the murders in the Anamosa State Penitentiary. Data shows there are fewer correctional officers working in Anamosa. Our I-9 team also found public charges for inmates assaulting staff members are not guaranteed. And Sarah McFarland says she believes another employee will die. Sarah McFarland carries reminders with her every day.
I just feel like you get that pit in your stomach.
The day an inmate,
it almost like slams you back to that day,
killed her husband, correctional officer Robert McFarland.
He was going to miss us and that he loved us, and that was the last text I got from him.
His wife was not surprised somebody died in the Anamosa State Penitentiary. Injuries from inmates sent her husband to the hospital 3 other times, and those are just the visits she knows about.
I had found out one time he had went to the hospital and just not told me because he didn't want to worry me. So I'm not even sure what happened at that point.
Our KCRG TV9 I-9 investigative team used a public records request to get the names of inmates charged with assaulting a correctional officer, specifically those causing a serious injury. That's how we found out about this case at the Oakdale prison in Coralville, almost a year after Robert McFarland was killed. Prosecutors charged Terry Brayton with attempted murder after attacking a correctional officer using a weapon he fashioned from an office chair. Data shows public charges like this are not automatic. 30% of inmates causing serious injury to a correctional officer over around a 5-year period were never charged.
What's stopping them from doing it again and again, or trying to do worse things?
We reached out to each county attorney where a prison exists. Each told us it has filed charges against every case brought to them inside a prison. But the Calhoun County attorney says some cases never make it to a public court. Instead, those inmates could go through a disciplinary hearing inside the prison, like a hidden court with hidden punishments.
Time in isolation, they can lose some of their good time credits and, might lose their ability to work outside of the prison.
That's what happened to Martin Castellanos. He lost more than 950 days, around 2.5 years, after attacking staff members with a shank, sending one person to the hospital. But even these types of consequences inside the prison are not guaranteed. TV9 found a different case where an inmate did not receive a disciplinary hearing or public charges after records say he seriously injured a staff member during an assault.
Our team is like family.
The Department of Corrections published this video to attract new employees, a challenge for the department. After 2 staff members were killed, it spent more than $500,000 taxpayer dollars on a security review. It identified many different problems in the department, but it singled out recruitment and retention issues as stopping the department from improving safety. 288 empty positions, according to a February report, are in prisons. The lack of people means the department is spending more on overtime, $8 million, more than double the amount spent before COVID-19.
It kills them.
For years, union officials said those long hours affect officer safety.
Unintentionally, they get sloppy because they're dog tired.
Tired is not the word used to describe Sarah McFarland.
That's just how I keep going, is I want to make him proud.
It's a weight she still carries, remembering her husband while fighting for others.
It's going to happen again, and it's just like Robert's death was, not that it was for nothing, but it just like it didn't make as a big impact as it should have.
Lorena Schulte's family is suing the department in a wrongful death lawsuit. It claims there was gross negligence on the department's behalf regarding training and staffing levels. We reached out to the Department of Corrections multiple times for an on-camera interview during our reporting process. It asked for questions in writing and sent a written statement. Spokesperson says working with an inmate population comes with risks and has added centralized new employee training model, body scanners, and mail scanning systems to increase security. In the newsroom, Ethan Stein, KCRG TV 9 News.